Hello, and thank you for joining me. Thank you for choosing Yoga with Pretty Zen. Today we're going to start our practice on our mats, laying flat back on our backs, palms up, in Shavasana or corpse pose. Lay here as we begin to breathe and set an intention for our practice. Setting an intention allows us to go beyond the physical practice. Your intention can be anything that you want it to be. We set our intentions for a quality we like to emulate on the mat and off the mat. It could be gratitude, strength, joy, or maybe just the awareness of breath. Focus on your breath and the beating of your heart. Let the rest of your day melt away as you come back to yourself. Turning your awareness inward, meditate on your intention and what really matters to you. Keep that in your focus as we begin our physical practice. Inhale and stretch the arms above you wide as you point the toes to the end of your mat. Inhale and bring the arms all the way up, allowing your body to slowly follow through until you're in a seated position with your legs straight. Continue to stretch up and lengthen the spine. Bring the arms down to your side. Bend the knees in and come into an easy seat with your feet crossed. Inhale the arms up into the sky and exhale, bending and hinging at the hips, allowing yourself to fold forward, releasing any tightness you may have in the lower back and then the hips, allowing the head to meet the mat. Exhale and extend the arms and walk them to the left, bringing the head to the knee. Walk the arms back to center, and then extend them to the right, again bringing the head to the knee. Coming back up with the back extended long, standing up straight. Inhale the arms up and rotate them towards the back, opening up the shoulders. Take your right arm and cross it over your body and allow your left arm to pull in. Release and repeat, taking the left arm, extending it across the body, using the right arm to pull in, giving your arms a stretch in the shoulders. release the arm and allow both of your arms to come behind you as you push your hips up, allowing your hips to stretch, releasing the neck and the head back, opening up the heart. Release back down to the mat. Come into hero with both of your feet behind you and inhale to upward salute. Palms face together, arms engaged, tailbone tucked in, engaging in the core. As you exhale, give your back a little bit of a stretch. Inhale, come up, drop the hips back down to the feet. And exhale, as you release the arms forward, drop the head to the mat for child's pose. You can open up your knees if you need to create some space. Come into a tabletop position and exhale as you round your spine and drop your head towards the mat. Inhale as you lift the belly and tailbone up. Exhale into cat pose as you round the spine. And inhale, cow pose, lifting that tailbone, gaze coming up. Exhale, cat, and push back, head meeting the mat, arms extended, coming back in to child's pose. Coming back into table, gonna thread the needle, extending the right arm up and bringing that shoulder down, extending the left arm out, and breathe. Left arm comes and frames the face, right arm goes back up and extends and comes back down to meet the mat. Left arm extends up and under, threading the needle as the right arm comes out, giving you a stretch in your shoulder. Breathe here. Release the left arm to frame the face. Right arm comes back up and hands meet the mat. Release the left leg up and down, keeping the knee bent for fire hydrant pose, giving a stretch in our hips. Release the right leg up and exhale down. Inhale, release the right leg up and exhale down. Again, giving ourselves a stretch in our hips. Let's go back to our left side, keeping that knee bent and the foot extended and stretched, or flexed, I should say. Going back to that right side, keeping that foot flexed, lifting. Extend the left foot back and the right arm forward, coming into bird dog, and hold. Release and let the knee meet the elbow. Inhale as you extend long. Exhale, slowly bring the knee to meet the elbow. Inhale, extend the arm and the leg out, and hold as you breathe, engaging the core. Exhale, knee meets the elbow, head and chin come down, and crunch and hold. Inhale, extend right arm and left leg, holding out, engaging in the core. And go ahead and come back into table. Trying our bird dog on our other side. Extend the right leg out and hold as you extend the left arm out. Exhale as you crunch in, knee meets elbow, and hold, chin coming down. Inhale as you extend, right leg goes out, left arm extends wide. Exhale, crunch in, elbow meeting knee, and inhale, extend long. Go ahead and crunch in, elbow meeting knee for the crunch, and extend long. Holding that leg out for a little bit of a extended. And go ahead, come into a neutral, curl those toes under, and prepare to push up into downward dog. Coming into a V position, heels coming to the mat, allowing our head and neck to hang. Pedaling our feet, giving our legs an extended stretch, hamstrings, whatever feels good to you in the moment. Look up towards your feet. Bring the body down as you step the left leg up and come into a high lunge. Turn that right leg out, hands come parallel for warrior two. If you can, go ahead and get on that tiptoe on your left leg to give yourself a deeper stretch. Arms release behind you, coming into reverse warrior. Right arm drops, left arm reaches up and out and over. Coming back and gaze over the right or the left hand. Hands meet the mat. Left foot steps back into plank. And hold for a moment. Knees come down. Chest lowers down. Chin lowers down. Roll the body out, coming into cobra. Extend the legs and the arms into down, or up dog, I should say. Tuck the toes, going into downward dog. Again, allowing that neck to hang. And hold here. Step the right leg in between your hands, coming up into a high lunge on the right side. Find your balance here. Turn that left foot out and extend over the right middle finger, coming into warrior two. Maybe coming up onto your tiptoes, if you can. Dropping the toe down, bring the foot grounded, drop that left arm down and allow the right arm to float up and over for reverse warrior. Right arm comes back down parallel, looking over the middle finger. Arms float down to the mat, coming back into a low lunge. Right foot steps back to meet the left. And chaturanga down until your body comes down. Come into up dog or cobra. Allowing yourself to breathe. Go ahead and tuck the toes under and push back up into down dog. Lower the body into a plank and chaturanga down to the ground. Allowing the body to come down. Coming again into cobra or up dog. Go ahead and tuck the toes under. Push the hips back into that V position, coming back in to down dog again. Make sure the hips and feet are spread apart. Release the left leg up for three-legged dog. Bend the knee back, allowing for a hip opening variation. Continue to breathe as you open the hip. Release the left leg back down to the mat and pedal the feet. Release the right leg up into three-legged dog on the right side. Bend the right knee, allowing the hips to open for a three-legged dog hip opener. Release the right leg back to the mat. Lower the body into a plank and chaturanga until the belly meets the mat, toes tuck under. Grasp both of your hands behind you as you lift up for lotus. And hold. Feeling a stretch in our legs and our lower back. Lower back to the ground. Lift the chest for cobra and find the stretch in your hips here. Tuck the toes under, push the hips back, coming into downward dog. Float the left leg up and bend at the knee, coming into pigeon pose. Your right leg should be straight behind you. Bend the right leg up, finding a hook in the elbow. Get a block if you need to, or a blanket to help you with support. Find your balance and hook your left elbow into your right foot. Take your right hand and find your left hand and clasp as you pull out and open the chest, allowing for a deep stretch in the leg and chest. Release the right leg and the block. Come up on your toe, creating space, and float the left leg back up into three-legged dog until it meets the mat. Float the right leg up into three-legged dog and crunch it in, allowing the thigh and the hips to meet the mat in pigeon. Left leg extended straight behind you. Allow your left elbow to meet your right leg, or your left leg, I should say. And go ahead and clasp those hands behind you as you work our mermaid on this side. Opening the chest and the hips. When you're ready, you can release the left leg back straight onto the mat, creating space by lifting up using your hands and pushing up on the toe. And go ahead and float that right leg up into three-legged dog and bring it back to meet the mat in down dog. Float the left leg up as you prepare for fallen triangle. Bring the leg down, crunch in, and allow it to meet the space on the opposite side of the mat as your right arm floats up and out, opening the heart. Hold and breathe. Release the right arm back down to the mat. Tuck the left leg in close to the body and allow it to come back up into three-legged dog and meet your right foot at the side, coming into side plank. Hold here as you engage your core. Take your left foot and step back and open up your chest for Wild Thing. Pressing into the ball of our right foot, allowing our pelvis to lift upward, head and neck relax towards the back of the body. Come back up into side plank, keeping the bottom leg grounded, lifting the top leg. Allow the left arm to come and meet the mat, and the left leg to float up back into three-legged dog. Right leg extends into three-legged dog. Right foot comes across, meeting the space across the mat. Left arm releases and stretches up and out, lifting the chest and the hips for fallen triangle on this side. Left arm releases back down to the mat. Right leg bends at the knee, crunching in and meeting the left leg coming into side plank. Ground the left hand and arm as you release the right arm up. Engage the core for this side plank. Right leg comes behind you as the right arm floats up and out behind for Wild Thing on this side. Go ahead and release the right arm back up. Allow the right leg to meet the left, again in side plank. And hold. Right leg bends at the knee. Right arm comes down, knee bends in, and right leg floats up into three-legged dog. Right leg meets the left, coming back into down dog, coming into plank, and then chaturanga, and then cobra. Giving ourselves a stretch in our hips. Tuck the toes under, push up for down dog, and pedal the feet. Float the left leg up into three-legged dog and bring it down, crunching in, allowing it to meet between your hands. Release your hands up towards the sky for a high lunge. And straighten the left leg out, coming up your tiptoes. Bend the left knee and adjust the right back foot parallel, coming into Warrior Two as you gaze over your left middle finger. Lean forward, allowing the left hand to come and meet the mat. Right hand floats up, stacked, and comes behind you. Gaze goes up, shoulders pull back, giving yourself a nice side stretch, binding on this side. Release the arms back down to the mat, framing the left foot. Adjust the right foot and have the left meet the right, coming back into plank. Chaturanga, down to meet the mat. Lift up for cobra or up dog. Tuck the toes under and push back up for downward dog. Allowing yourself to breathe. Float the right leg up for three-legged dog and crunch it in as the right foot meets between the hands. Find your balance and allow your hands to come up into a high lunge. Straighten that right front foot out, allowing yourself to stretch in the legs, and bend the right knee, adjusting the left foot back. Arms come parallel, gazing over the right middle finger for Warrior Two. Right arm comes down to meet the mat, left arm floats up. Left arm comes behind you as the right arm goes under and meets the left arm, grasping together as the chest lifts, looking up to the sky for the side stretch binding pose. Arms release back to the mat, framing the right foot. Right foot steps back to meet the left into plank. Chaturanga, down to the ground. Belly meets the mat. Push up through the chest, lifting for Cobra. Push back at the hips. Hips meet the feet, arms extended for Child's Pose. Forehead meeting the mat, remembering to breathe. Coming back up into table, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up into that V position, coming into Downward Dog. Walk the hands forward, come into a plank position, and hold for a few breaths here. Push the arms back, pushing the hips out, coming back into Downward Dog. Pedaling the feet or doing whatever you feel good. Float that left leg up and allow it to cross over the body as you extend the right arm up and out, coming into Fallen Triangle. Release the arm back to the mat, bend the knee, and come back into Three-Legged Dog. As you open up the hip, and then come into a plank position as you lift your left leg and allow it to fall behind you, coming into Wild Thing, extending through the chest and lifting, relaxing the neck. Release the left arm and extend it back into a side plank. Take the left leg and grab your big toe as you extend out and come into a split. You can use a block if you need to, which I probably should here. Do whatever feels good to you in your practice. Here I'm extending my back foot to try to keep my legs aligned instead of allowing them to bend. Go ahead and take some time to focus on your splits practice in this moment, using whatever props you may need. As you focus on squaring your hips and keeping the back leg aligned. When you're ready, come back into table, tuck the toes under, and lift the hips for Down Dog. Extend the right leg up for Three-Legged Dog and allow it to cross up and over as you extend your hand up for Fallen Triangle. Left hand comes back to the mat, right leg extends back up and out as your leg bends for Hip Opener. Allow the right leg to fall back behind you as you open up your chest and extend the right arm out for Wild Thing. Right hand releases from the mat, comes back up into side plank. Extend the right leg up and bend the knee. Coming into an extension, use your right hand to grab your big toe. Pull up and out as you come into a split on your right side. Trying to square the hips, keeping the back leg extended out straight. Take this time to practice on your split, using whatever props you may need. The blocks can go on both sides of you to keep yourself straight. Finish up your split practice and come into hero. Take a few breaths and come into standing. Make your feet a little bit shoulder width apart or even further depending on how tall you are. As we come into five-pointed star. Exhale and bend down, squatting, coming into goddess pose. Lifting the chest, feeling a deep stretch in our legs. Bend the left knee into a half squat, keeping your left leg straight, flexing your foot so your toes leave the floor, rooting into your heel. Press the hips back while keeping the spine lifted. Coming back up into goddess. Hands come up, feeling nice, holding the pose and breathing. Coming back into prayer, allow your body to bend the left knee, keeping your right leg straight, flexing the foot so your toes leave the floor, and again you're rooting into your heel. Pressing the hips back, keeping the spine lifted, coming back into goddess at the center. Bend the right knee, keeping the left leg straight. Left foot is flexed, spine lifted. Breathing, engaging in our legs, come back into goddess. Keeping that spine straight. Go ahead and bend the left knee, extending the right leg, right foot flexed. Allow the right foot to come flat on the mat as you extend the right arm over for a side stretch. Hands come back into prayer. Come back into center and drop into garland. Feet flat on the ground or on the mat. Left leg extends, right leg is bent, right knee is bent. Left arm extended over as you come into a side stretch. Find your balance. Again, coming into garland and then pushing up into a straddle. Allow your head to find its way down to the mat. Spreading out your feet if you need to, creating more space. Walk the hands back, bringing them shoulder width position as you engage the core and float your legs up into a tripod headstand. I was trying a different variation here. Don't do that. Just keep your hands flat and center, pressed into the mat, hands spread apart, and find your tripod headstand. Here I'm crossing my legs for eagle legs, going over to the other side. Tripod headstand with eagle legs. Slowly release back into a straddle and bring the feet to meet the mat. Allow your hands to come to your ankles as you pull yourself in, allowing yourself to come into a deeper stretch in the hamstrings. Hands meet the mat as you slowly come up. Jump or hop the legs in and come into a seated position. Spread the legs out wide as far as you can go comfortably. No use in overdoing it. Just do what feels good to you. Toes should be flexed up to the sky. Inhale. I'm getting blocked so that I can bring the ground closer to me. As you inhale, lift up, and as you exhale, forward fold, coming as close to the floor or the ground as you can comfortably. You can use as many blocks as you need to bring the ground to you, whatever you can do to make it feel comfortable. Inhale and allow your body to come up from the mat, and you can put away any blocks or any props you may have been using for the previous pose. You're going to come to a seated position and bring the soles of your feet together, close to your pelvis as you can. You can put a block or a blanket behind you if it helps. Making a diamond shape with your legs. When you're ready, lie back on the floor or a prop. You're going to place your hands out to the sides or on your belly as you breathe. Feeling a deep stretch in our hips, calming our mind. Allow yourself to stay here and enjoy this posture. I'm just demonstrating what it looks like from the side. Plus, I'd rather have this angle be shown on video than front center. Just being real. Breathe in this posture, increasing your mobility in your hips. And when you're ready, go ahead and sit up, using your hands to support you. Find a comfortable place for your block and extend your legs out while pressing your forearms onto the floor. Lift through your chest, create an arch in your upper back. Lift your shoulder blades and upper torso off the floor and tilt your head back, bringing the crown of your head to the floor, coming into fish pose. Your hands should be extended to your sides. I have mine up just because I really needed to feel it in my back. So I was doing that variation. But here's where you want to be with your hands to your side. Allow yourself to stay here as you hold and breathe. Keeping your thighs active and energized, pressing through your heels. When you're ready, slowly release up. And place your block in a safe position out of the way. Slowly come up into standing. Or just stay on your mat and find child's pose. Come up into tabletop, tucking the heels under, finding a plank, and then down dog. Releasing the left leg up, stepping in between the front two hands, finding our balance, coming into a high lunge, holding here, releasing forward as far as you can go, and release that right leg up, coming into warrior three. Take the right hand and find the right ankle for dancer pose. Hold here as you engage your core, lifting the chest, finding your balance. Trying to keep the hips square. Release the hands and the leg, coming back into warrior three, and then releasing it down to the mat, pedaling your hands. Inhale up, exhale ragdoll, allowing the head to come down. Hands meet the mat and step the left leg back, coming into a low lunge on the opposite side, coming into a plank, and then down dog. Float your right leg back into three-legged dog, and then bring the right leg in between the two hands, coming into a low lunge. Lift up for a high lunge on the right side, and hold. Shift your weight up to your right leg as you release that left leg into the air for warrior three, finding your balance. Bend the extended leg, take the left arm, finding the ankle, coming into dancer. Release the left leg back down to the ground and pedal the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right leg back and the left leg back, come into a plank, and push the hips up into the V for down dog. Float the left leg up into three-legged dog. Left leg meets between the hands as right leg extends out, or standing split. Stay here and breathe. Right leg comes parallel. As the right hand finds balance and pushes into the mat, the left arm releases for revolving moon. Half moon really, but revolved. Go ahead and release both legs back to the ground. Pull the body in for forward fold. Hands meet the mat as left leg floats up for standing splits on left side. Remember to breathe. Left leg comes down. As the left hand is planted and the right arm comes up for half moon, revolved half moon on this side. Right arm meets the mat, left leg comes down, forward fold, and bend over. Go ahead and tuck the knees and allow yourself to fall backwards as you hug the knees in, giving yourself a stretch in the hips. Grabbing the big toes and pulling in towards you. And then extending out and straddle, bending the knees, coming into happy baby. Allowing the hips to stretch. Release the feet. Hands come to the mat and support the back hips as you extend the feet and the legs into the air straight for a shoulder stand. Hold your shoulder stand. Here I'm just playing with mine, doing some variations with my legs, allowing to turn opposite, creating some fun shapes. Allow your legs to go ahead and meet the mat behind you as arms come down as you enter into plow pose. Stay here as you breathe. Allow the feet to slowly come down, meeting the mat. As we come into our last few stretches, release the right leg up and bend the knee, allowing it to float to the side as you extend your arms out, giving your back a stretch. Right leg comes back down as the left leg bends up, knee crosses over the body as the arms extend out, again allowing your back to get a deep stretch. Release the left knee and bring it back down. During our revolved butterfly or reclined butterfly, one more time, allowing our back and hips to feel these final stretches before we go into our shavasana. Allow yourself to find the breath and find a comfortable place on your mat. As we come into our shavasana, focus on the breath. Breathe in and out. Scanning your body. Releasing any tension that you may feel. Falling deeper and deeper into the mat. body feeling heavy. Taking our last breaths. Bring your attention from the breath back into the body as you allow your body to wake up slowly but surely, appreciating the practice. When you're ready, allow yourself to come up from your mat to a seated position any way you would like. I thank you for your time today and for practicing with me and viewing my practice. May peace and blessings follow you everywhere you go. Namaste.